Good morning, class. In the last video we studied about the chapter ratio and proportion. We solved some questions of exercise 1a. So moving on further with the same chapter. I hope till question number 10 you people have done the word problems. The next is question number 11. It is given in the question that a number divided in the ratio 15:8. If the second part is 56, find the number. Now here in this question there is no total money or a total number is given which has to be divided into people or in two parts according to the given ratio. Till 10th the questions were like the amount or the number was given that this number has to be divided in a given ratio in two parts. Now here the number is not given, that number only you have to find which has to be divided in a ratio 15:8. So how you have to do? So let that number be x, given ratio is 15:8. The method will be same which you did in question number 10 and question number 9. Sum of the ratio you have to find out, that is 15 plus 8, 23. Then first we will be finding the second part. Why? As the second part value is given in the question, means the number which was given to the second part, that is 8 in a given ratio, is given, that is 56. So method is same for the second part, 8 upon sum of the ratio into x. Why x? Here this is the total number which has to be divided into two parts, that is given equals to 56. Now in this equation there is unknown variable, that is x. So we'll find the value of x using algebra. 23 multiplied by 56 divided by 8. So your final number is 161. So this was the number that question was asking which has to be divided in a given ratio 15:8. You can also check this question by second part value you have. You can find the first part value by subtracting it from 161. And then the two parts which you have got, you add them, again you will get the number 161. It means your answer is correct. Then with the same method, I think class, you can solve question number 12 and 13. It is on the same method which I have taught you just now. So moving on to the next question after 13, that is 14. In 14th question there is given two persons are there, Shashi and Arvind. The ratio of their ages are given, that is 3:4. Again here the age of Arvind is given and they are asking the age of Shashi. With the same method you have to do here also. One person's age we know and another person's age we have to find out. And again we do not have the sum of the ages of both Shashi and Arvind. So let us take that sum of the ages be x. The ratio which is given, find the sum, that is 7. Now we'll work on the Arvind's age. Why? Because the Arvind's age is given in the question. So how you'll find out? It is the second part in the ratio. 4 upon 7 means sum of the ratio into x, which is the sum of the ages of both, equals to 28. You can see it is according to the same method which you have done in which I taught you just now in question number 11. So using algebra you can solve and you'll get the age of Shashi, that is, first you will get the value of x, and here x is not the age of Shashi. Here x is the sum of the ages of both. So you have got the total age of both, that is 49. Now to find the age of Shashi, you can directly do by subtracting 28 from 49. So you will get 21. Or else you can also do using the same method. Shashi's part was 3 in the ratio. So 3 upon sum into 49, which is the total sum of the ages. So you got 21 years. You can also subtract Arvind's age from the total and you will get. Now in the 15th part, which ratio is greater? The question is asking to find out which ratio is greater. To find out the greater ratio, this you have studied in 4th class also. Ratio is a fraction only. To decide which fraction is greater, you have to change it into a like fraction. So with the same method I have done. So you can see that the ratio given in the question is a complex ratio as it is having a mixed fraction value and denominator also. So first change the complex ratio into simple ratio with the same method, taking LCM. So you got the simple ratio, that is 15:2. Another ratio 17:2 is already a simple ratio, so no need to do anything in it. So now you got the two ratios. Then you can see they are already like fractions because the denominators are same. So 17 is greater than 15, so that is why 17:2 is greater, as its numerator is bigger. And if it is not a like fraction, then suppose it is an unlike fraction, means the denominators are not same. Then what you have to do, take the LCM of the denominators, and whatever is the LCM, try to make both the denominators that equals to the LCM. Means you have to multiply the denominators to get the LCM with the number through which you will get the LCM. Okay, so you can try those having unlike fractions. Try to recall your memory which you studied in 4th, 5th and 6th class. If it is difficult for you, then you can ask me. Then next question, question number 17. In this you have to find out the compound ratio. Now to find the compound ratio, there is a formula, there is a method. Suppose two ratios are given, that is A:B and C:D. Now the compound ratio is, the formula is AC:BD. Means A:B, the first quantity is A and second quantity is B. Then again in the second ratio, first quantity is C and the second quantity is D. Now to find the compound ratio of the given two ratios, what you have to do, you have to multiply the first quantities, that is A multiplied by C ratio, then multiply the second quantities, that is B into D. So compound ratio is AC:BD. Here is the question which I have solved. 14:9 is a simple ratio and 1/7:1/3 is a complex ratio. Remember class, when you are solving the ratios, first you have to check whether the ratios are simple or complex. If it is simple, then you can proceed further, but if it is complex ratio, the very first method which you have to apply is first change it into simple ratio, then only you can proceed further. So you can see by taking LCM, I have changed the complex ratio into simple ratio, that is I have got 3:7. Now you can see the complex ratio has been changed to simple, both are in the simple ratio. Now directly you can write compound ratio is A into C. Here A is 14 and C is 3. You can see I have written over there A, B, C, D. So A multiplied by C, that is 14 into 3. Ratio B multiplied by D, that is 9 into 7. And you got the ratio. When you write the answers in a ratio, in a fraction, make sure that it should be in a lowest term. If you will write without changing into lowest term, you will lose your marks. Then next question number 18. Again you have to find, this is a new question now. Here you have to find A:C, in which the two ratios are given. I have done a second part of it. You can see again here it is a complex ratio. First, till here I have changed the complex ratio into simple ratio. So first we got simple ratio is 9:10, and here B:C we got 5:15. It is not in the lowest term, so I have converted into lowest by cutting it by 5 only, so I got 1:3. So these two here, these two are your simple ratio. Now to find out A:C means we do not want B. You can see B is common in both. So suppose if we multiply the first ratio with the second ratio, that is A upon B multiplied by B upon C. So our B will get cancelled because in this the B is the denominator and here the B is numerator. And the numerator denominator gets cancelled, and finally we'll only get A upon C or A:C. So here you've got your answer. Now 19th question, how to find the find the ratios when they're asking for a continued ratio. Continued ratio means A:/B:/C in continuation. Okay, so the two ratios are given. Again I have solved the second part. They are the complex ones. First I have changed them into simple ratio. You can see here they both are in the simple ratio now. Now we'll move on with the method how to find the continued ratio, that is A:/B:/C. Now A:/B is given 3:2. and B ratio C value is 5:12. In these two ratios, which term is common, which quantity is common, that is B. So what value of B is in first ratio, the same value should be in the second ratio also. In the first ratio, you can see the value of B is 2. But in the second ratio, the value of B is 5. So we will try to make the value of B in the second ratio also 2. How we'll make that 2? First, whatever the value of B is in the second ratio, divide that ratio by the value. By that value. In the second ratio, the value of B was 5. So first I have divide both the quantities by 5. Why I have done this? By doing this, I have got 1 over there because 5 is cancelled and I got 1 over there, and with 1 we can easily make 2 by multiplying it by 2. So the first step is here whatever value is there in the second ratio, the first quantity value जिसको हमें सेम बनाना है उसको उसी से आपको डिवाइड करना है. अच्छा, डिवाइड दोनों क्वांटिटीज को करना है, एक क्वांटिटी को नहीं करेंगे. Divide both the quantities. By doing this, you will get 1, and with 1 you can easily make whatever value of B is in the first ratio, the same value you give to B in the second ratio also. So here you got 2:24/5. So now you can say that in this A ratio B, A is 3 and B is 2. Here B ratio C, B is 2 and C is 24/5. So you can see the value of B is same. So we can write them in a continued ratio, in a continued form. A ratio B, that is 2, ratio C, that is 24/5. Now here again this is a complex ratio because here it is a denominator given. So what we'll do, we'll take the LCM and then multiply all the quantities by that LCM, that is 5. So by doing it, we have got the ratio in a simplest form. Now they are already in a lowest term because 15, 10, 24, they do not come in any of the table together. So that is why they do not have a common multiple. So they are already in a lowest term. So in this way you can find the continued ratio. Now in question number 20, you have to divide again the same question which you have done in 9, 10 and all questions. There the number or money was given to divide in 2 ratio. Here the money or a number is given to divide in a ratio in 3 ratios. That is 1/2 ratio, 1/3 ratio, 1/4. But the method is same. We have to do exactly with the same method. Only there you found the first term and the second term. Here you have to find the one more extra term, that will be the third term. But you can see the ratio is complex. So first taking LCM, change it into simple form. So we got 6:4:3. Same method, do the sum of it. Total quantity is given 130. I have done the second part. Total quantity is 130. So first quantity will be 6 upon sum into 130. Second quantity 4/13 into 130. And third quantity 3/13 into 120. Here also you can check how plus all these first, second and third quantities. The total sum will come 130 if you have done correct. If the sum is not coming 130, means you have done wrong. So 22 you can do it, 21 you can do it of your own. Okay, 21 is with the same method. You can try. Moving on to the next question, that is 22. There was a money given, that is 6,600, and this total money has to be divided again into 3 people, that is A, B and C. But in this question the ratio is not given, but they have given one condition, one statement. On that basis you have to form the ratio. What is the statement given? That A has twice of B and B has half of C. A के पास B का दुगना है और B के पास C का हाफ है. तो ऐसे क्वेश्चंस में जो एक दूसरे से लिंक्ड हैं, तो इसमें जो थर्ड पर्सन होगा आपको उसी को सबसे पहले लेट लेना है, बिकॉज सी आगे किसी से भी लिंक्ड नहीं है, तो हम सी को अज्यूम कर सकते हैं. सो लेट अस टेक, बिकॉज इट इज अ फ्रैक्शन type, it is a fractional value question, so I'm not taking x, I'm taking, let C has 1 part of the total money. पूरे फ्रैक्शन का 1 part C के पास है. तो according to the question B has got half of C, तो जब C के पास 1 है तो B का हाफ हो जाएगा, 1 का आधा हाफ होता है, ठीक है। तो B हैज गॉट हाफ एंड A हैज गॉट ट्वाइस ऑफ B, A के पास B का ट्वाइस है, तो B का हाफ है, हाफ का ट्वाइस कितना होता है 1। तो नाउ हियर यू कैन सी यू हैव गॉट द पार्ट्स ऑफ ऑल द 3 पर्सन A, B एंड C। A को मिला 1, B को मिला हाफ और C को मिला 1। So here you can form a ratio A ratio B ratio C is 1:1/2 ratio 1. You can see this is a complex ratio having a denominator. So LCM will be 2 and then changing into simple ratio you will get 2:1:2. Now it is easy. Since you have got the simple ratio, you have to divide the total money 6600 into 3 people, that is A, B and C. Take the sum of the ratio, that is 5. Then A's share 2/5 into total, B's share 1/5 into total and C's share again 2/5 into total. Okay, so you can do this. The main thing which you have to remember is to decide what ratio you have to use in for 3 persons A, B and C to divide the money among them according to the statement given in the question. Okay, next question number 3. In what ratio should we increase? Now these are the different type of questions. When the question is asking in what ratio we have to increase 24 to obtain 32, मतलब किस रेशो में, आपको रेशो में आंसर देना है, किस रेशो में हम 24 को बढ़ा के कितना बढ़ा दें कि हमें किस रेशो में 24 को हम बढ़ाएं ताकि हमें 24 से बढ़कर क्या मिल जाए 32। तो अकॉर्डिंग टू क्वेश्चन 24 हमारी ओरिजिनल क्वांटिटी थी और बढ़ने के बाद जो न्यू क्वांटिटी आई दैट इज फाइनल क्वांटिटी वो होगी 32, ठीक है। 24 में हमें कुछ ना कुछ इंक्रीज करना है, एक रेशो के फॉर्म में इंक्रीज करना है। कितना इंक्रीज करना है ये नहीं, एक रेशो के फॉर्म में इंक्रीज करना है, तो वही रेशो आपको निकालना है। तो व्हेन यू हैव टू फाइंड आउट द रेशो देयर इज अ फॉर्मूला यूज्ड फॉर सच क्वेश्चंस दैट इज मल्टीप्लाइंग रेशो इक्वल्स टू फाइनल अपॉन ओरिजिनल। सो फाइनल और ओरिजिनल आपको कैसे पहचानना है, किस नंबर में इंक्रीज कर रहे हैं वो हमारा ओरिजिनल होता है, टू ऑब्टेन जो हमें मिल रहा है वो हमारा फाइनल क्वांटिटी होती है। तो मल्टीप्लाइंग रेशियो इक्वल्स टू फाइनल क्वांटिटी इज 32, ओरिजिनल क्वांटिटी इज 24, डिवाइडेड, चेंज इट इनटू लोएस्ट टर्म एंड यू गॉट द आंसर। अगर ऐसे ही पूछे इन व्हाट रेशियो शुड वी रिड्यूस, again we have to use the same method, same formula, multiplying ratio equals to final upon original. Okay, then question number 24th, reduce rupees 105 in the ratio 3:5. Again the same question with the same method. Here the ratio is given. अब 105 को reduce करना है 10:7 में और रिड्यूस करने के बाद क्या मिलना चाहिए दैट क्वेश्चन इज आस्किंग। यहाँ पर जिसको रिड्यूस करना है वो गिवन है, रिड्यूस करने के बाद जो मिलेगा वो भी गिवन है, लेकिन किस रेशो में रिड्यूस करना है वो नहीं गिवन था। तो ऐसे निकालना है विद द फॉर्मूला मल्टीप्लाइंग रेशो ओनली। नाउ हियर reduce rupees 105, sorry I have done second part, so let's take the second part. It is with the same method, reduce की जगह increase आ गया, increase ratio 12.25, तो 12.25 में बढ़ाना है, मतलब 12.25 हमारी ओरिजिनल क्वांटिटी हो गई। इन द रेशो, किस रेशो में बढ़ाना है 10:7, तो हियर मल्टीप्लाइंग रेशो इज ऑलरेडी गिवन 10:7 और ओरिजिनल क्वांटिटी हमारी है 12.25। फाइनल क्वांटिटी हमें निकालनी है कि 12.25 में अगर 10:7 के बेस पर आप कुछ इंक्रीज करोगे तो कितना आ जाएगा, दैट यू हैव टू फाइंड आउट। सो यूज द सेम फॉर्मूला, मल्टीप्लाइंग रेशियो इक्वल्स टू फाइनल अपॉन ओरिजिनल। फाइनल निकालना है तो ओरिजिनल को मल्टीप्लाइंग रेशियो से मल्टीप्लाई कर दीजिए विद द सेम मेथड आई हैव डन। फाइनल क्वांटिटी इक्वल्स टू ओरिजिनल इनटू मल्टीप्लाइंग रेशियो। So you use the algebra, cut it, divide it, you will get your answer. So here we end up with the exercise. I hope class it is clear to you. Suppose you find any difficulty or you get any doubt in solving any of the question, or any of the part of the question is not understood or not clear to you with the video, you can please message me personally on WhatsApp that question. with your name and class. Okay, message me that question with your name and class. I will solve it and I will give it to you. So till then, please take care and do finish the full exercise 1A in your maths classwork copy. Goodbye.